Hey guys, mulltiy here. Today let us talk about Phase 4 of Season of Discovery. It's around a week or so, a little bit more than a week that Phase 4 is starting in Season of Discovery. At the moment we have Sunken Temple as a raid in Phase 3. As you can see, here is the data from the last 2 weeks, and I want to give you now my predictions for Phase 4, especially, let me say, for the first 1 or 2 phases of Phase 4, if you know what I mean, like Molten Core and so on and so on. So we don't talk generally about Naxx, but I try to keep the video more general about the next phase, but you know, it's hard to put everything in all, because we definitely have classes that are in Naxx better than in Molten Core, so let's get over it. Let us go here by maybe from bottom to the top, I would say, and then let us see if there's something missing. Arcane Mage, yeah, will stay pretty low in my opinion. Sure, I know there are some new things coming, but we all know that Mage is not bad scaling into the late game in World of Warcraft Classic in general, so also in Season of Discovery. I'm pretty sure there will be good and decent damage. Frost Mage will take over first phase, and then at the more end game, Fire Mage will definitely pop off. We all know this will happen, but Arcane Mage will be the worst spec of all of them. So this is what I think will happen, and that's why I rank them at the bottom. So then next one we have here is Priest. Yeah, Priest is struggling since the beginning of the time. I'm pretty sure they have some ideas for it, so I will not. I think we don't need an F tier just to make. Do we need an F tier? Let me see if we need an F tier. I'm pretty sure they have some plans with Shadow Priest, or they have some plans with Shadow Priest. I think Shadow Priest will be a decent, good DPS for the last phase of Season of Discovery, but not more, not less. Balanced Druid. Same as always with Balanced Druid. They will get better and better as more faster fights will go. That means at each end of each rating tier or raid tier in Phase 4 they will get better and better, and then they will be in another and the next one starting a little bit worse. So they will be pretty decent overall in my opinion. Let's get to the next one. Frost Mage, is it here? I rank Frost Mage a little bit higher here, I would say. Again, I think Frost Mage will be pretty good in the first 1 or 2 raid tiers, let us call it raid tiers, and then we'll get in a worse spot compared to Fire Mage, because you know all Molten Core, Fire, so yeah. I think it will be a pretty decent DPS spec. I rank it around B tier. Next one here on the list is DPS Warlock. First of all, I'm pretty sure that we have 2 DPS specs then in the future going forward. We will have the Fire Destruction Warlock and we will have the Affliction Warlock. So that's pretty hard to rank. Let us talk about both, because here they only put DPS Warlock. Let us here talk about both. I have a good feeling for Affliction Warlock and for Fire Warlock or Destruction Warlock. I have a good feeling. I think that same probably with Molten Core, Fire, Destruction Warlock could struggle first raid tier and then accelerate, also like maybe we saw it in Phase 1 or 2. Affliction Warlock could be pretty strong overall. I also think they could, in general, also depending a little bit on how they change items further on, be pretty strong. So I would rank both into the A tier. I think they will be one of the best or better caster specs in the last phase of Season of Discovery. Then we are here Elemental Shaman. I don't trust it. I don't trust Elemental Shaman. They are bouncing back and forth so far in Season of Discovery. I don't trust them. I think they will be not that good. I think they will be around B tier, C tier, however you wanna rank it. It's hard, you know, always to find the perfect steps. I think they will be fine. Not super good, not super bad. I think they will be pretty close to balance through it overall. Next one here in the list is Feral Druid. What should I say about Feral Druid? I'm not a believer in Feral Druid, just to make it clear. It's hard to say it for exactly for Molten Core up to Naxx, but I think Feral Druid will be just in the middle of the pack. That's nothing bad, but that is also not stunning, so that's how I rank them. Paladin, I would say... I have the feeling that Blizzard loves the idea of a nice, good, working Retribution Paladin. I really have that feeling. That's why I think they could be pretty good, but also not that good. I'm not sure if I would rank them in the high B tier or low A tier. It's hard. Something there between. I put them here in the high B tier right now. Let us see how I accommodate the list when we are moving forward. Ranged Hunter, I would just put here now Beastmaster and Marksman Hunter. I think Beastmaster could be pretty strong, level 60, around level 60, not doing bad to be honest. But I also think that it get taken over by Marksman Hunter, definitely. I think Marksman Hunter could be a pretty good... I have the feeling in general that in Season of Discovery, Blizzard likes hunters. A lot of people play hunter, I would say. The pets are very strong, level 60. Then Marksman could get forward. And I also think the same about melee hunter. They are strong in all of Season of Discovery right now. Going from top spec to third, fourth place like right now. So in general, I think they will be pretty strong. Yeah, that's it at the moment. I have a good feeling for Hunter player. DPS Rogue. I'm not sure how we should here talk about assassination and combat. But I make it super quick. I'm pretty sure that overall, in general, rogues will have a good time in the last complete phase of Season of Discovery. A lot of opportunities with PvP, also PvP gear. A lot of opportunities for raid gear, going for daggers, going for swords. In general, they are very good in World of Warcraft Classic. As later the game goes, as more forward, more advanced, as better they get usually. There's only one that outshines them, that's the warrior. But I think we will see the same again for rogue. So now you could here argue like one in S tier, one in B tier. Yeah, I mean, why not, to be honest? Why not? Oh, sorry, and I forgot here completely the fire mage. Why not putting just put one of the rogue in S tier? I'm pretty sure they will be always good, but they will get better and better, and I think they will end up as one of the top 3 DPS specs in the game. Fire Mage, I forgot them. I think Fire Mage will be pretty good. Maybe with a slow start because of Molten Core, and then accelerating throughout the game, getting better and better, and will end up on a very good level. So I just put them into the A tier to make that clear. They could even be one of the top 3 specs in the latest weeks of the game, but because of the slow start, I always only put them in A tier. So that's it. And then we come here to Enhancement Shaman. Enhancement Shaman is super hard for me because I'm not a believer, but they are pretty strong. right now. They are very, very strong right now. I'm not sure how much more tools they will get to be strong throughout the game with new runes, with new itemization and everything. What I cannot believe is that they fall down from this to a bad spec. That's what I don't believe. I think they will only get outshined by the classes that have that ability to really scale into the game. So I think they will be a decent, good A tier spec in the last phase of Season of Discovery. Which brings us here in this list to last but definitely not least, Warrior. Warrior, what should I say about Warrior? I guess we all know it already. It's already very strong. It only will get stronger. For sure, maybe Blizzard tries to give other classes more tools in the hand. Maybe if they bring new items, they will not try to benefit DPS Warrior that much. But we all know how Rage is scaling into the late game, how Gear is scaling into the late game, that everything benefits Warrior. They are right now already #1. So Warrior, once again, will take the crown. I think Warrior will be, by far, if you see all the last phase, by far the best DPS spec. Maybe with a little bit of a slow start, like Fire Mage, but always if you combine Fire Mage to Warrior, and maybe even to Rogue, is always a step ahead. So I'm not sure if we should let it like this and let Rogue here, or put here an S+ with Warrior. That could be also an option. So I just want to make clear, for me, this could be the top 4 specs at the end of the day. It's hard to say it exactly. I want to put one Rogue spec into the S tier because I think that Rogue can outshine all the other classes besides Warrior. Warrior will be top DPS spec. And then I think it's a hard fight between one of the Mage specs. For sure, I think Fire Mage could be the best one. One of the WOTLK specs, I think it could be Affliction, but also if the fights are short, the Destruction spec, the Fire spec. And then followed by Hunter and Enhancement Shaman, followed by all the other ones. I just want to make clear, what you see here is just a prediction. I think Arcane Mage will be pretty much useless because of Fire Mage and Frost Mage, how it works. You know, also that Arcane could be a little bit more seen as heal in Season of Discovery, which will have other benefits. So it's no problem to have an Arcane Mage with you, but you definitely don't stack them. Same maybe about a Shadow Priest. So you could also argue putting them the last spot in B, putting them into C. That makes it look more friendly. That maybe makes it looking a little bit more how weak I see them compared to the other classes. But in general, I think what we see here is a pretty decent balance between those specs, which you maybe could also see here. But when you compare Balanced Druid to Warrior, there's a big difference, just to make it clear. So it looks pretty balanced, and I would never say you cannot have 2 Hunters, 2 Retribution Paladins or whatever in your raid and don't be successful. But if it's about stacking classes, we definitely will see Warrior, Rogue and Mage, in my opinion, maybe mixed with Warlocks on the top. But in general, that's what I think it is. That's my prediction for Phase 2, Season of Discovery. I wish you guys a good start into it. Like I said, it starts in like a little bit more than a week. And yeah, see you guys. Have a good one. Bye bye.